everyone. Welcome to Gospel Music USA, your home on the television for the very best in Southern gospel music. My name's Danny Jones. I'm with Singing News Magazine. My co-host, Karen Peck Gooch of Karen Peck and New River, and Mike Lefevre of the Lefevre Quartet. They are on tour right now, but they will be back soon. We have a very special guest with us today. You have heard of them before. They've been on the program with us several times. They come to us from the great state of North Carolina. Let's say hello to the Troy Burns family.
Step aside. When God moves, the devil runs and hides.
There is no greater power. When you feel it,
you will know all is peace and wonderful when God moves.
Now, can you imagine being at the tomb's dark door, hearing Jesus say, Lazarus, come forth. See a dead man walking out, as good as new. I tell you, that's what happens when my God moves.
When God moves, the mountains step aside. When God moves, the devil runs and hides.
There is no greater power. When you feel it,
you will know all is peace and wonderful when God moves.
He is the great physician, the master of the wind, creator of the universe, forgiver of all sin. Now if you have a problem and you don't know what to do,
my friends, step aside and watch God move. When God moves, the mountains step aside. When God moves, the devil runs and hides.
There is no greater power. When you feel it,
you will know all is peace and wonderful when God moves. When God moves, the mountains step aside. When God moves, the devil runs and hides. There is no greater power. When you feel it, you will know all is peace and wonderful when God moves. There is no greater power. When you feel it, you will know and wonderful when God moves.
It's an honor for the Troy Burns family to be here with Danny and all the gang and to sing some good Southern gospel music. When I was with Inspirations at least 100 years ago, we sang with the Happy Goodman family almost every weekend. And this is one of their favorite songs they did, and they tore it up. I'm living in Canaan now.
Egypt was once my home. I was a slave. Helpless in sin did roam. Love life did crave. But when I looked up to heaven's dome, Christ came to save. I'm living with Jesus up in Canaan right now.
living on Canaan's side,
Egypt behind,
crossed over Jordan wide,
gladness to find.
My soul is satisfied,
No longer blind, living with Jesus up in Canaan right now. Satan may have you bound with fetters strong. Look up to higher ground, 'twill not be long till Savior your soul has found. You'll sing this song. I'm living with Jesus up in Canaan right now.
Living on Canaan's side,
Egypt behind,
crossed over Jordan wide.
gladness to find.
My soul is satisfied.
No longer blind, living with Jesus up in Canaan right now.
Living on Canaan's side,
Egypt behind,
crossed over Jordan wide.
gladness to find.
My soul is satisfied.
My soul is satisfied.
My soul is satisfied.
Living with Jesus up in Canaan right now.
Living on Canaan's side,
Egypt behind,
crossed over Jordan wide.
gladness to find.
My soul is satisfied.
My soul is satisfied.
My soul is
Satisfied. Living with Jesus up in Canaan right now.
Welcome back to Gospel Music USA. Our guest today on the program, the Troy Burns family. Guys, we're honored that you're with us today.
be with
So,
you.
Troy, why don't you tell us about the people who are on the sofa with you right now?
Okay, this is my young, beautiful wife, Tammy. She's from Robbinsville, North Carolina. We've been married for 45 years. This young gentleman right here is only 18 years old. His name is Jack Jordan. He plays the piano and sings all the parts. The gentleman next to him with the biggest grin on his face is Ethan McNally. He's been with us for 8 years. He sings bass and
Plays a lot of instruments.
yeah, plays all the instruments, and that makes up basically the Troy Burns family.
Well, and been a busy year for you guys, a lot of traveling, even though you're kind of moving into a different phase of your ministry, slowing down just a little bit, but that's by design. You want to take some time to concentrate on a lot of different things, one of those things being the Singing in the Smokies.
Yes.
And of course, a lot of our viewers are familiar with that event. For many years, one of the biggest outdoor events to ever come along in the world of Southern gospel music takes place in Bryson City, North Carolina. And until recently, that event was dormant. But a few years ago, some things happened, and now that event is back. So, Tammy, I'm just going to turn the story of the Singing in the Smokies over to you.
Well, it was, I think it was led by the Holy Spirit because I usually go to Bryson City to get my hair cut. We live in the Asheville, Hendersonville area of North Carolina now with our son nearby. And I was over there and I was going by the singing grounds, the exit, and it was like, go to the singing grounds. And I thought, okay, I'll go up there and reminisce a little bit. And when I drove up, they had sold it in 2016. And this part over here looked about the same, but I looked up on the mountain and I saw a big, big pavilion, huge pavilion. And the county had bought that side of the mountain and they'd built a 100 by 200 foot pavilion up on the mountain. And I told Troy, I said, that's where we need to have we were going to have a homecoming sing. And we'd been looking for a place for years to do that. And I said, this is it. And I made a video and I texted him, I called him. I said, I know where it is, Troy. This is it. And with that, it just kind of, the Lord led it in to be the Singing in the Smokies again with Archie coming in. And we just, we've had it's been amazing. This will be our third year coming up. And it's always around the July 4th weekend. And it will be the same this year.
All right. And a few people showed up.
A few, yes.
Several thousand, several thousand. And Archie, of course, that is Archie Watkins, the Inspirations. Of course, you spent several years with the Inspirations.
Don't remind me that.
Okay, well, you were there with the Inspirations for a while. And of course, now you, as the Troy Burns family and the Inspirations, work together to host that event. And people have come from all across the country and Canada to be a part of that event. And the amazing thing about that, not only do you have people who used to attend that event way back in the 1990s, the 1980s, 1970s, and even into the 60s. You got young folks who are coming in who never got to experience it way back then, like these two guys on the other end of the sofa here now.
4 generations.
4 generations. You got Jack, who's barely
out of diapers.
Out of diapers, you know. So Jack, we'll just go to you. What does it mean to you now, seeing something like the Singing in the Smokies, knowing that this is its second life?
Well, I'd always seen videos on YouTube and other platforms of the Singing in the Smokies, and I'd looked it up and knew that they weren't having it anymore, and that was kind of discouraging because I'd always wanted to go, and then starting playing with them bringing it back, I got to experience that being on stage the first time I ever went. Mm-hmm. So it was very cool. So it means it has a very special place for me.
Right. So you have never actually attended the Singing in the Smokies as a fan. You've always been there as a performer.
Yes, sir.
So you've never got to sit out there and see what it's like from a fan's perspective.
Yes, sir.
Very interesting. Very cool.
It is like the second life. And it's like, it parallels the Inspirations. Because Archie, Jack, and Ronnie, and Martin, you know, that era is over. And these young guys got it, and so the Inspirations are back and going strong. Same thing with the Singing in the Smokies. It died for eight years or longer, and now it has a new life. And that's exciting for Southern Gospel. Not only do you have a group, the Inspirations, but you have the Singing in the Smokies back, and both are successful now into the future. Right. And that's really exciting part for me.
All right, I've got 2 questions for you.
Okay.
Number 1, who was your biggest influence in gospel music as you were growing up?
Tim Riley.
Tim Riley of Gold City.
Yep.
All right, great singer.
Yep.
And number 2, what's it like traveling with a member of the Southern Gospel Music Hall of Fame?
Be nice.
It's an honor, to be honest. I will say, the first time I ever spoke with Troy, I did not know who he was.
Really?
I knew who the Inspirations were, but I was so obsessed with bass singers. Mike Holcomb was the only one that I knew the name of in the Inspirations. So after he called, I started doing some research, and I was like, oh, okay. And of course, after that, I had seen videos and heard him sing and things growing up. But it really is an honor to get to travel with him.
Okay, all right. So it's good to know that you're an afterthought.
Most of the time he says it's like traveling with your grandparents.
Okay, well,
But,
I can see that.
Thank you, Ethan.
You're welcome.
Hey, before we go back to some more music, where can we find the Troy Burns family on the internet?
TroyBurnsFamily.com.
All right, and what about Singing in the Smokies?
Just call me. 828-736-1982 or singinginthesmokies.com.
All right, folks, we're going to come back in just a few moments. The Troy Burns family is going to sing a few more songs for us. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. More Gospel Music USA is on the way. We thank you for tuning in to Gospel Music USA, and as always, we do appreciate you dropping by and spending some time here. Now, before we leave, we do have a few more songs from today's guest, and our guest today has been the Troy Burns family.
Let's all go down to the river. There's a man walking on the water.
can raise the dead from the grave, change the water and turn it into wine. Oh, he can make the lame walk, he can make the dumb talk, and open up the eyes of the blind. Let's all go down to the river. There's a man walking on the water. Come along with me, for I want to see this man walking on the water. Jesus is the man at the river, and he's washing people's sins away. He'll satisfy your soul if you give him control. Be ready for that judgment day. Let's all go down to the river. There's a man walking on the water. Come along with me, for I want to see this man walking on the water. Let's all go down to the river. There's a man walking on the water. Come along with me, for I want to see this man walking on the water. Let's all go down to the river. There's a man walking on the water. Come along with me, for I want to see this man walking on the water. This man walking on the water.
Rusty Goodman wrote a great song, and I've got the privilege to sing it tonight. It's called Who Am I?
When I think of how he came so far from glory, came and dwelt among the lowly, such as I, to suffer shame and such disgrace on Mount Calvary took my place. Then I ask myself this question: who am I? Who am I that the King would bleed and die for? Who am I that he would pray, not my will, thy cross he'd go. For who am I? When I'm reminded of his words, I'll leave you never. Just be true, and I'll give to you life forever, forever. Oh, I wonder what I could have done to deserve God's only Son, to fight my battles till they're all won. For who am I? I've had a king would bleed and die for. Who am I that he would pray, not my will, thine, Lord? The answer I may never know.
Why he
Ever loved me so that to an old rugged cross he'd go. For who am I? The answer I may never know.
why he
Ever loved me so that to an old rugged cross he'd go.
or who am
Who am
Thank you so much. Here's a song that says, I'm just a nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody that saved my soul.
Why you ever chose me has always been a mystery. All my life I've been told I belong at the end of the line, with all the other not quites, with all the never get it rights. But it turns out they're the ones you were looking for all this time. I'm just a nobody trying to tell everybody all about somebody who saved my soul. Ever since you rescued me, you gave my heart a song to sing. I'm living for the world to see nobody but Jesus. I'm living for the world to see nobody but Jesus. Moses had stage fright, and David brought a rock to a sword fight. You picked 12 outsiders nobody would have chosen, and you changed the world. Well, the moral of the story is everybody's got a purpose. So when I hear that devil start talking to me saying, who do you think you are? I'm just a nobody trying to tell everybody all about somebody who saved my soul. Ever since you rescued me, you gave my heart a song to sing. I'm living for the world to see nobody but Jesus. I'm living for the world to see nobody but Jesus. So let me go down, down, down in history as another blood-bought, faithful member of the family.
And if they all forget my name, well, that's fine with me. I'm living for the world to see, nobody but Jesus. So let me go down, down, down in history as another blood-bought, faithful member of the family. And if they all forget my name, well, that's fine with me. I'm living for the world to see, nobody but Jesus. I'm just a nobody, trying to tell everybody all about somebody who saved my soul. Ever since you rescued me, you gave my heart a song to sing. I'm living